Welcome to Grandpa Hill's Stories. I am Grandpa Hill. For my children, my grandchildren, and all children, what you're about to hear really happened to me. Welcome to Grandpa Hill's. Whoops. Welcome to Grandpa Hill's True Stories. These stories are for my children, my grandchildren, and all children. And right now, there's 3 of my grandchildren here, and 2 of my children, and my daughter's husband. He's waving to me. This story is about when I did something a little wrong. I was wrong. But I had one of the best bicycles in the world. It was made by Sears and Roebuck, which means it really wasn't the best bike in the world. But I thought it was because it's what I could afford. But it was a 10-speed bike and it was light and I could really go. I could get to school faster than the school bus. I could go with my friend and go like 40 miles out on a Saturday and 40 miles back. But I really didn't have enough time to do that. So we did about 20 miles out, 20 miles back. But still a lot of pedaling all over the place. It was like freedom on this bike. But one day, I had some freedom. And I had gone to school. And in the afternoon, they were going to have what they call an assembly. So you really weren't going to go to school. But everybody was going to go to the assembly. And they're like getting excited about a football game or some kind of thing going to happen at the school that I really wasn't interested in. So I got on my bicycle with my friend and I left school. That's against the rules. But I had a lot of fun. I was on my bicycle when my friend Bill, he was on his bicycle. And we were bicycling in the city, down in the city. And it was kind of a snowy, I don't know if it was like February or March, I think it was. But we were bicycling and we'd be going down the steep hills, and we'd pedal up. These bikes were really good. So we had this one place where we go down this path and it's paved and it's steep down. And it says on it, "Do not bicycle on this path." And to a young boy like me, that sign really looked like "Bicycle if you dare." And I felt like I could do it. So it's really steep and you're going down and the 2 of us are going down. It's, wide enough for a couple people to walk down in between apartment buildings. So we're driving down, we're flying down. And then we realize we're going too fast. Yeah. But it was lightly snowing out, just lightly. So on those bikes, it makes the rim of the bike wet. So now when we put our brakes on, we don't stop. So we're going really fast. And down at the very bottom of this steep little stretch, there is another apartment building. And we are about to enter it in the most unconventional way. And we're just driving bikes. They're not cars and stuff like that. So they're bicycles. So we're going down the hill and we're realizing we're just not going to be able to stop. So then we got to veer to the right to avoid hitting the building. But if I veer to the right, I'm going to hit my friend Bill. And we're both bikes are at a high speed are just going to go crashing off. So I can't move over until he moves over. And he doesn't move over soon enough. He moves over as fast as he can, but it's not as fast as I need to go. I have further to move. So what do you think happens to me?
You fall?
No, I hit the curb.
What's a curb?
That's like the sidewalk, 6 inches up.
Oh.
And that's what my bike hits. And then I go flying.
Mm-hmm.
And I put my hand out just like Pebbles and Blood. And I put my hand out and my wrist and hand hit the railroad ties, and then I bounce up against the brick wall. And it hurt a lot. And the bicycle, my beautiful bicycle, the front tire was the shape of the curb. You make a 90-degree turn. And the forks of the bicycle that are out here, they're right there with the main part of the bike. The forks were pointing directly at the pedals. So there's no room for wheel. There is no wheel there, really. It's just kind of bent up this way. It really took but it's actually a good bike. It absorbed a lot of energy, which would have hurt me all the more before I flew off. So now we got these bicycles, and we're not at school. We can't carry them home, and my hand hurts. So we call my dad. My dad comes out with the van, and we put my bicycle in, and me in, and my friend, he pedals home. And my dad knows that I was supposed to be at school, and he asks me about that. And I told him, it was an assembly, and I think it'll be okay. And then he says, of course, I'm very proudful because, I really feel bad about wrecking my bike and disappointing my dad and everything else. So very, very sad. So he says, how's your hand? I said, it's fine. My wrist is fine. Okay. Later on that day, he sees me in the bathroom running cold water on my hand. How's your arm doing? It's okay. I'll be all right. So the next day, we're getting ready to go to school and stuff.
Arm breaking?
The next day, he looks at me. I'm there running water on this thing. Again, now it's swelled up about twice as big as it used to be. And he says, how's your hand? And I said, I think I need to go to the hospital, Dad. Yeah, that's where we went. We went to the hospital, and yes, I broke my wrist.
Yeah, that's
There's got about 14 bones in your wrist, and there's just one of them broken. Wow. But it made it very painful, and it swelled up a lot. And so I remembered for the longest time, I disappointed a lot of people. I really disappointed me. But my dad also, he didn't like if Brendan falls down, we got to get him to the hospital. No, he didn't do that. Yeah. He let me make the decision. But it also meant I was going to suffer a lot. But he knew I didn't want to go to the hospital because I was going to say I'm not hurt that bad. I just, I didn't do anything super stupid like wreck my bicycle, break my arm, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And ride it in the wrong place too. So I was I don't know if prideful's the right word, but I was really, really trying to protect what the truth was. I had done something really wrong. I really was hurting, and I had to do better. That's my story.
How old were you?
Well, I was probably 15 or 16.
Okay.
It was junior or senior year in school.
Where did you decide to go down that if you're...
I didn't have a car, so it would have been the winter there. It would have been 15 in the winter. Early spring, which it snows sometimes in Michigan. And maybe someday I'll show you where that apartment building is. Maybe there's a piece of dried blood or something. I don't know.
I don't think that.
Nowadays they have those special machines, that light it up, infrared or whatever they do. You'll find maybe it'll be someone else's. Maybe there's other people. Marshmallow?
Yes, Gorf.
Did you like Grandpa Hill's true story about his bike crash?
Oh, yes, I did. Grandpa learned lots of good lessons.
But his bike was smashed.
Well, his bike was smashed, but he did sacrifice himself and his bike for his friend Bill.
But his bike died.
Oh, Gorf, bikes don't die. die.
He got hurt and didn't cry?
Yes, I think you're right. I think he just screamed.
He was supposed to be at the assembly.
Yes, Gorf. He should have been at school.
Grandpa saw a sign that told him not to pedal down the hill, but he did anyways.
Yeah, he shouldn't have pedaled down that hill.
Grandpa needed medical attention, and he kept refusing his dad's offer to help.
Yeah, he was pretty stubborn, wasn't he? And unwilling to face the truth.
I think Grandpa should have been punished. He was reckless. He wasted that bike. He skipped the assembly. He broke his wrist, and he refused his dad's helpfulness.
Oh dear. Gorf, Grandpa lost a lot, and he was very mad at himself. He lost his bike, and he caused losses. Well, he broke his wrist. He was embarrassed too. Yeah. He learned a lot about being responsible and consequences for foolish behavior. His dad wanted him to grow up and be a fine young man, a dad, and someday maybe even a good grandpa.
You mean a grandpa that tells true stories, even embarrassing ones, his children and his grandchildren and all children will all learn from his mistakes and become better people?
Yes, Gorf! That is the point. You got it.
Am I smart for a frog?
Let's see. You do seem to learn your lessons. Eventually. And you are good at math. And
I always listen to Grandpa Hill's true stories. They help me to understand others and to understand me.
Oh, boy. Yes, and some of the stories are so much fun. Like this time, he was flying down that hill and not being able to stop. He sacrificed his bike to avoid hurting his friend. He broke a bone. He got a cat. Grandpa even got to go to the hospital. In other stories, he gets bucked off his pony. He didn't go to the hospital then, though. Flies like Superman into the gravel, and he causes a flood and smashes out his teeth. Oh, wow, Grandpa gets hurt a lot.
That sure doesn't sound like fun to me.
Well, it sure was exciting, though.
That's it. I'm out of here.
Come on, Gorf.
No, really, I'm out of here. I want to have some real fun.
Wow. What about lots of bunnies?